Hi everybody, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and I finally got, oops, I almost destroyed myself. I finally got my red mica in. I was taking the top off and yeah, so a little bit of a disaster. Let's see how red it is. And then we're going to use that brown that I wasn't fond of on the last soap when I put it into shea butter melt and pour soap base. But today we're going to be using clears, and we're going to be making confetti soap, and this is going to be the embed that we're going to work on, and then we'll work on the last part last. So I have approximately 5 ounces of clear, 5 ounces of clear, and about 14 ounces of shea butter melt and pour soap base. So what we're going to do is we're going to get these melted and we will get started. Okay, these are melted down. They're pretty hot. It probably took me about a minute to melt them down completely. And they're both at like 170, 180. That's fine. We have time to play with that here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of alcohol in our bath bomb molds. And remember, the alcohol is actually going to evaporate out. I have gotten comments that people were worried about alcohol in the soap. And you don't have to be worried about it. It's not going to destroy your soap. I got red mica everywhere over here. Jeez. Okay, let's see how red this is. You can put the mica, look at this, it's everywhere. You can put the mica in at any time. It's not going to like ruin the color or anything. You always don't want to put too much mica in, because remember, it's the same thing that we make eyeshadow makeup with, so you know, just be careful. And then here's our brown. Well, it does look red. I'll give it that. There's no mistaking it for pink anything on there. Okay, now that we've started mixing it, 153, 158. Okay, I actually am going to be using a fragrance today called cinnamon. I'm out of peppermint. I'm going to need to get some more, especially with all the soaps coming up. So I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon. I'm going to add, so we're making a soap that's about 1.5 pounds. I'm going to go ahead and just put like 1 ml in each of these, and then we will go ahead and pour. And I'm letting you know this now just in case there is construction or anything that happens. Okay, each of these takes about 3.2 ounces of melt and pour soap. I have 5 here, so I'm going to do a whole one and a little bit of the next one, because if you remember when we did confetti last time, I had way too much when I did 2 full ones. But again, I don't want to have too little. So this is my thinking, and let's see how it goes. Okay, we're going to let these set and we will be back. Okay, we're back. These are done. I've just cut them in half. I have our salad shooter here, and we're going to go ahead. I guess I should probably put the ones I'm not using right now here. So every 1.5 soap or so, I'm going to go ahead and try to clean this out. This is going to get loud, so I'm going to turn off the sound here. I'll unplug it. I'll either clean it in the sink or I'll just get the gunk out and then we'll keep going. Hopefully you can see what we're doing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to be putting these in a bowl, and I think we have enough for our big mold here. And I'm going to go ahead and put them in the refrigerator because these will melt very easily since they're so fragile. So I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for probably about 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back and we are going to melt this 14 ounces of shea butter melt and pour. We're going to put it in a low temp into this mold. We're going to spray alcohol on here. The construction is starting, so we're going to go ahead and I'm explaining it now so that you know what we're doing. But I'll like to put little notes in on the screen as we can. Okay, let's go ahead and put these puppies in the fridge. Okay, this is done, and this is getting low. Whenever it starts to have, if you don't have a thermometer, whenever it starts to get a little skin, you know it's almost ready. This says 141, but I'm worried about the skin getting too much. I don't like to pour until I'm in my 130s because these will melt, but I have these in the refrigerator, so it'll be harder for it to melt it. So right now it's at 140, 141. I'm going to still pour a little bit here first, and this will avoid any holes on the bottom. I don't mind the air pockets on the side. I think that looks a little rustic, but on the bottom I like it to be a little flat. So that's what we're going to do. So that's how we have that set now. And then after, we can go ahead and start adding. Now, I don't fret now about not having these filled all the way up to the top, just because, you know, it's fine. It's okay. I think that was just me trying to be a perfectionist. It is important to squirt alcohol in, you know, ideally above 90%, because it actually helps all these pieces adhere better. But it's actually more important when you have layers, like different colors. This is just kind of intermingled in the whole soap, so it's not as big of a deal. But this also helps get rid of any air bubbles. Now this red to me looks a little orange. We'll see what it looks like when I'm out in the sunlight taking a picture of it, but to me this looks more like, well, ideally a Thanksgiving soap. So I'm asking you guys, if you know of a good red mica powder, can you please leave it in the comments below? I have some Christmas soaps I want to make, and I really need it to be red. But we'll see what this looks like when we're done. Now the trick here is, and then I'll stop talking, is always leave a little bit of melt and pour, because then you can put as much as you want, and then you're gonna it's gonna look like a glaze. Okay. Okay, it's done. So this looks more orange than red to me. I know for some reason my camera's going bright and dark. But if you can see it, it just kind of looks more orange than brown. So again, if anyone has a good bread mica that they use, please let me know in the comments below. But this is still a beautiful fall looking soap, and it smells wonderful. I didn't put any cinnamon in to the white base because it's pretty strong, so we kept it at what we needed to. Of course, you could have added more if you wanted to, but I actually was fine with the way it was. So let's go ahead and cut it and see how it looks. I think it's still warm on the inside. It looks pretty. Very fall. Very, very fall. So we're getting this video out in November before it turns into December, so it will match the season. But yes, if someone gets a red to me that actually works very well, willing to try a few of them. I don't want to do loud colors because I don't use it enough and it'll just stay in the fridge. If it's the kind that you mix with the distilled water. Okay, beautiful. Now I have the scale out because I've had questions of people asking, you know, how much do each of these soaps weigh? And so I will be doing that to let you know. This is really pretty, guys. This is a beautiful fall soap. Beautiful fall soap. And it's actually good because I'm out of soaps. Again, I'm out of soaps. Okay, so there's that one. And then here's this one. And then off camera, I will probably cut this off. I'm not sure yet. But let's go see what these are weighing here. So 5 ounces, 4.9 to 5. 5.1. 5. This one's going to be heavier because I haven't cut this part off, but I'm going to say maybe 6. Yeah, 6.7 on this last end piece. It is important. I don't have the mold. Hold on, let me get it. I just washed it so it's still wet. There's a little hole up here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little hole there. That is the long end. So if you do it, you'll have 4 1-inch for sure, if not a little bit over like this one is. So you'll have like a little tester soap there. If you cut it this way, you're going to have like 3.5. So where you see this little hole, if you use this particular mold, know that that is going to be where you need to have it this way so that you get 4 soaps. Very important. But okay, well, happy fall. And if someone has a red, please let me know. This is Anna from Koala Soap, and have a really good day.